What's up, fam? Welcome back to Recap Kickback. It's Chappell, and I am back with another episode of Recap Kickback discussing whatever it is I want to talk about. This week, we are talking about the Netflix movie that is taking social media by storm. No, I'm not talking about Who the F Did I Marry, the Risa Tisha story. Uh, we are discussing the Tyler Perry film Mea Culpa. And with me every week, someone who I know probably has some very strong opinions about this one is Mari. Mari, what's up?
What's up, Chappelle? I'm glad that we are tackling a movie that's been in the Netflix top 10 for the past like 2 weeks.
Mhm.
It's been on top of mind, and I'm glad that we're about to get our opinions out there.
Yeah. Listen. I've been seeing a lot of opinions. I've watched it. I have my own opinions, and I'm
Hmm.
definitely ready to talk about this one. And with us this time, we have a special guest joining us from the Public Enemies podcast. I don't want to say all elite Keeks, but my girl Keeks. Keeks, what's up, fam? Welcome to the kickback.
Man, I feel like we in the multiverse.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. All
Doing
our
good.
worlds are colliding here.
Right. Thank you for having me. Thank you for
Yeah,
having
no,
me. Ready to talk about
Of
this.
no,
course.
no problem. When we brought this up, Mario was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Mia Culpa," and I got the perfect guess, Keeks. I was like, "This ain't no wrestling movie." So Keeks, could you tell everybody, the kickback listeners, a little about yourself, what you do, and why Mari selected you in particular to come talk about this movie?
Well, you can find me. I cover wrestling media, more specifically AEW. They are a new company. They're 5 years old, and I cover that wrestling. And sometimes I will cover a little bit of WWE, but I'm more in particular of AEW. So you can catch me every Mondays on live. Um, she chose me because she knew, because she saw my tweet and she was like,
Yeah, I
"Oh,
did.
I need you to come to the show." And I was like, "Okay, I've been dying to talk about this."
I
Okay,
knew the perfect tag team partner to tag in for this one.
yeah.
Yeah, we might be on different spectrums when it comes to the type of wrestling we coverage, but I
Right.
think we both understand the mess that is a Tyler Perry movie. So
Okay. This is gonna go make me nervous there because I ain't come here to get jumped. I got some opinions too, and we and I know it's gonna get spicy talking about this one. So I'm very excited. I do want to thank all the listeners again for tuning in every week. We had a great February talking about the top five and all the black genres of television and movies, and it was a great time. We're gonna bring you more content like that moving forward. But we did want to stop down and talk about one of the more popular movies, as Mari said, on Netflix right now, Tyler Perry's Mea Culpa. So I'm sitting here looking at the Wikipedia, and because I'm looking for the list of the writers. And as we know,
what do you mean? The list?
the list is one. Tyler Perry writes, directs, and produces this one. I mean, he does have a team of producers, including our star Kelly Rowland in this one.
Mhm.
But this is your quintessential Tyler Perry film. Everybody's been weighing in. You know what you're going to get with a Tyler Perry film, and I think to me, this gave me exactly what I expect from a Tyler Perry film. So I don't have any large complaints, but I definitely know this is going to be fun to talk about. Mari, were you excited to watch Mea Culpa?
Excited. I don't know if that's the word. I was intrigued to watch it because first off, I love Kelly Rowland. I will support anything that Kelly Rowland does. I felt like I was like, dang it, now I gotta watch this because I gotta support Kelly Rowland. Um, and Trevante, I feel bad because we talked about it. I haven't seen Moonlight. We still haven't seen
Still haven't
Moonlight.
seen it. Still haven't seen it.
I am kind of upset that this is the like first major thing that I've seen him in. So I feel like I need to go and see Moonlight to kind of wash the taste out of my mouth. But I was very intrigued to see it because Tyler knows what he's doing. If you put Kelly Rowland in a movie, I'm going to watch it because I am going to support her. So he had me there.
Okay, and Keeks, you watched this very early on, so I have a feeling you were excited to see this.
Yes. I saw Trevante Rhodes in it. That's why I was like, "Oh yes, I'm watching this." But yes, Moonlight definitely you need to see. It's very beautiful. That it was
Mhm.
well put together, and that's to me, that's what I was like, okay, he's next up. I did read that it's like an agent situation with him. That's probably why we haven't been seeing him more, which we should, because he's a really good actor. He's a really good actor. So yeah, definitely watch Moonlight. But and yes, I love Kelly Rowland. Y'all know I'm Beehive, Destiny's Child. So of course
exactly.
Kelly Rowland. I was gonna support them. So I knew, I knew my expectations. I'm like, I'm not even gonna expect too much because it's Tyler Perry. His imagination goes crazy, but I wanted to support Kelly Rowland and most importantly, Trevante.
Well, look, when we say, at least I'll speak for me. When I say it's Tyler Perry, so I knew what to expect. I'm not saying it's Tyler Perry, thus it must be bad. I'm saying Tyler Perry knows what works for him, right? He has a formula that he likes to lean into. He knows his audience. So he's going to make a Tyler Perry film. I think it's something to be said about having a brand, right? You know exactly what you're going to get when you click play on a Tyler Perry project. You're going to get variations of the Tyler Perry formula. So, a lot of people go in like, oh God, it's Tyler Perry. It's going to be, I'm like, no, look, Tyler Perry is a very specific genre of movie. You go in, that's what you're going to get. It's like, Mari, you like 50 Shades of Grey, right?
The movie?
No, nobody liked the movie. And that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm about to say.
And that's what I'm saying, though. Like, yeah, the book is one thing, but that movie was a very specific type of movie. You know what I'm saying? And so if you like that kind of thing,
Twilight.
Yes.
Exactly. And it's like, so that's what you get. If you went into 50 Shades of Grey looking for an Oscar nominated performance, you're not going to get one.
Yeah. Great point.
Yeah. So I implore people just in the future, if you're looking at a Tyler Perry film, you're thinking, I know this is going to be amazing. Just kind of be like, it'll be cool for what it is. Enjoy it. Enjoy what's in front of you. Because this 2024 American legal thriller, it had some ups, it had some downs. Keeks, what was your opinion of this movie?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't spectacular. I would say it's in the middle. I mean, it was some things that I was just like, okay, Tyler Perry, you got to explain this because how did we get here from here? But overall, it wasn't bad. Like I see, I can't knock Tyler Perry. He's giving different Black actors and actresses their spotlight, like Trevante Rhodes, like a lot wasn't really familiar with him and he was on Moonlight. He's giving people opportunities and paying them their worth. I do respect him for that. So that's why I'm just like, I don't mind watching a Tyler Perry film. We're gonna get what we get. And obviously we can tell that Tyler Perry films, his expectations to our parents, our parents feel like everything he do is the greatest. So that's what a disconnect is. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It was watchable. I say it like that. It was very watchable. It was very entertaining. Very entertaining. His imagination is something. I will say.
Mari, were you entertained?
Keeks put it perfectly because I was like, it wasn't the most egregious Tyler Perry movie I've seen.
No.
Or movie in general. Yeah, exactly. I was like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Like I have a lot of questions for him and the movie's plot. But overall, it honestly was not that bad. I watched it once. I watched it again, and I even like watching it on the rewatch. Once the twist, I knew the twist, so it was like, it wasn't bad. It truly wasn't bad. I will give him that.
Yeah. So the quick plot synopsis of this is Kelly Rowland is a criminal defense attorney. She's married to a bum who comes from a family of evil people that we don't know at the beginning is very evil, but you can kind of tell throughout that these people suck. She goes on to be the defense attorney for Trevante Rhodes' character Zaire, who is accused of murdering his girlfriend. Also throughout the film, Kelly Rowland is torn between doing her job and having sex with her person that she's supposed to be defending. That's pretty much her big conflict throughout. But by the end, there's a big twist. Spoiler alert. Hey, the family is evil. Boom. Who could have saw that coming? Evil white lady in a Tyler Perry film? been here, done that,
Sign
seen
me
it.
up.
Got the t-shirt. Yeah, but we seen it before. So I like no shocker there. The movie ends. Kelly Rowland survives. She walks off into the distance, covered up in disguise and shamed for the rest of her life, probably. But she made it through. So look, that's Mea Culpa in a nutshell. Again, I will not that's the spoiler list section of this podcast. I think from
That was
here
spoilerless.
I mean,
Sorry.
I didn't really get into I mean the
Right,
white
right.
family's
I
evil.
know, I
Let's just call it what it is.
know.
Okay. But yeah, so we talked about that. That is the plot. Keeks throughout this film, Kelly Rowland, in my mind, and I counted, she caught about 7 bodies with one person. There,
What do
she
you
on the back
mean?
of a motorcycle with this man. That's a body. She painting. He's holding her hands while she body. She actually slept with this man. Body. She running. She's sleeping with. She
It
watching
was
this
Are
man
more
you
have sex.
bodies.
Body.
are you serious?
Bodies.
She
Bodies on
did
bodies
It
on
was
so
bodies on bodies.
no. She did so good resisting him
So
for like the
good.
longest part of
It's
the movie.
Trevante Rhodes. Oh, she
Thank
like and the
you.
way that he was looking at her, his demeanor.
Body.
I'm pretty
Right.
sure he smelled good.
We're lucky she
And the
didn't
way
jump
that
in the
he was
sack with
touching
him when
her.
she first saw him. Exactly.
She basically
Me
did.
personally, I would have seen the block back at the end. I would have folded. I'm gonna call you.
Look,
Call you.
this was truly the struggle between Kelly Rowland and Trevante Rhodes and I guess his sex appeal because throughout the film, no matter what he's talking about, the camera is zooming in on his mouth, it's zooming in on his skin. I'm like, ma'am, do you even hear what he's saying? This man is guilty. He's guilty AF. And
It's
she
like Tyler
I don't
Perry
know.
know that the women is just gonna be like, yo. Because I ain't heard nothing he said throughout the whole movie. I was just looking at him.
Okay.
I've heard
So
nothing he said.
through the first watch, I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I'm supposed to be like enamored with Trevante Rhodes. Gotcha. Check. Through the second watch, I was like, I don't like him. Like, it was because it was like, sir, your life is on the line. Like you are about to possibly go to jail for murder. Like they're talking about the death penalty, and you're over here like your main focus is to sleep with your attorney. And
Might as well.
and the fact that we don't even get like a reason as to why he was just like, I kind of just want to sleep with you. And then when they do have sex, it's kind of like he's kind of like, yeah, see, I slept with you, which means you're gonna be better at defending me. So you need to keep defending me. I'm like, this don't make sense.
Yeah.
Or like, because I was just like, do you want to be with her or what is this? But at the same time, I'm on what you on, so I guess it works out. I don't know. I would have folded though. Several
This
times.
man is a slut. And I don't
Yes.
know. I can't put it in any other terms, y'all, because
That's
his life
literally
is
it.
his life is in the balance, and he like, but don't you want to have sex with me? She's like, sir, I'm looking over the case files, and sir, there's video of this woman saying you did it. There's painted, there's skull fragments. Your hair is in the paint, the hair, the blood is in the painted Keeks. Why
Don't
is he
get me
just
on
trying to have
skull
sex?
fragments. Do not get me on the skull fragments. Oh my god.
We will talk about the forensics later.
Did he dip the paint in the skull fragment and then paint? Because they kept saying it was skull fragments in the painted. How did they get in the painted?
What I'm assuming they were trying to say was she got bludgeoned in front of his painting, which was like drying. So the blood and the skull fractures dried on the painting, and that there was so much blood that it was going down into his neighbor's house, even though he's still living in the loft where the crimes. Okay, no, let me not get to that part yet because
that's why I feel like when Tyler Perry wrote it, he was writing it and then he'll forget what he wrote and then, oh, this sounds like a good idea. Let me add on to this.
Yes, because we will get to the faulty forensics, but the biggest thing is Trevante Rhodes was just so like, why did you want to sleep with this lady? Why are you pulling the same tricks? Why do you have the paintings over the bed just one by one by one?
Yeah. Kelly Rowland, you're supposed to be a defense attorney. You got packed up by just a random like street slut. This man is doing nothing. This man is doing nothing but giving you the same game he gives to all the women. When she get up there, she start pulling the canvases back, and there's 8, 9 people on the canvas. I was like, ma'am, stand up. Literally walk out of that house. You are next.
She was standing up. She clearly didn't care about him. I think we will get to like the true villain of the story, Jimmy, but like she was like the whole 75% of the movie, she was resisting him. We gotta give her credit for that. She was resisting. She was.
Maury.
And the reason she got pushed over the edge wasn't even anything that he did. She was never wrapped up in him. It was never something that he did. It was she thought her husband was cheating, so she was like, "Okay, well, let me go get some dick." And then as soon as it was over, she was like, "Oh, that wasn't good," and she immediately regretted it. And she never went back. She never went back for more dick. Like props.
That's not what happened. That is not what happened. She caught the first bite. That man said, "Get on my motorcycle." She said, "I'm wearing a skirt," and he said, "Hike it up." And she said, "Oh,
she did not get on that motorcycle, sir.
But quit your job, lady. Why are you coming back to this man's apartment, body?"
It doesn't you're not making sense because he said all that stuff and she walked away and got into an Uber.
She should have quit her job and told her husband. This man told her to hike her skirt up and get on the back of Kiki. This man said, "Hey, shut up. Get on the motorcycle." She's like, "Excuse me, I'm grown."
She did it.
It was just a lie. First of all, it was just a lie.
The moment when they're painting and he says, "Close your eyes. Now, give me your hand. Let me paint with you. Tell me what color you see." Da 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 da. Those are the moments, Mari, where it's very clear. This woman has already started to cheat. There are times where he is touching her in the small of her back in front of her husband. That's cheating, lady. Why you in this man loft? Why you in this man loft and your husband don't know? Why are you in his loft and your husband don't know, Mari? This woman has cheated 9 times.
Oh wow, this bar is like you have an extremely low bar for this
what
or a high bar, something like that.
Why she? This is not. This ain't no random dude off the street. This is Trevante Rhodes. You don't just let your wife be like, "All right, I'm gonna go to his loft, his loft to go." He a murderer too. Keeks, listen. The man is an accused murderer, and she's up in his apartment daily talking about, well, you know, the paparazzi
killing everybody.
Look, this man, listen, let me tell you something. This woman was out of control throughout the entire film. Yes, she only had sex with him once that we know of, but make no mistake, there were several different sexual encounters that happened up to that point.
No,
she had plenty of times to get out of there. Okay, she did, and she just refused. He fired her, Mari, and she came back. He said, "Hey, bro, you can't admit that you're in love with me. You don't need to be my lawyer." So why she come back, Mari?
Because he asked her to come back later.
What? So she just come? This man just say, "Hey,
she was broke. She needed the money because of her bum ass husband, who we still haven't gotten to yet. I have smoke for him too, so we might need to move on soon."
Okay, all right. So listen, let's talk about the cast because we could do this forever. So the cast of this movie, obviously, we talked about Kelly Rowland. She is Mia of Mea Culpa, which I mean Tyler Perry. Kudos on the name, I guess. Trevante Rhodes plays Zaire. Her husband is Cal, played by Sean Sager. His real life brother Nick Sager is playing Ray, and then Rodrigo Lee is Jimmy. I was today years old. And I think his mom is played by Carrie O'Malley, and then Shannon Thornton, Mississippi. Quick letter I is Charlize here.
Yeah. I was like, Mississippi girl, is that you?
We see you, girl. Hey, Keeks, you watch P Valley,
like,
you know Mississippi?
Yes, I do. I'm at this point, I'm tired of waiting. Okay, I am tired of waiting on P Valley. I'm waiting on P Valley. Come on with the paint.
Yeah, with the paint. So that is our cast. Like you said, she's married to a bum. So she has her husband Cal, and he comes from this family. His evil white mom Azalea is sick. She has cancer. At least that's what they lead us to believe. And so because of that, he's been giving his mom very expensive gifts and trying to make her last days very nice for her at the expense of Kelly Rowland, because this man has no job.
No
He
job.
is addicted to the drugs because he's an
He's an
anesthesiologist,
anesthesiologist.
and
He
he's an
was.
alcoholic as well. So he's in
Yeah.
rehab, all those things. He's unemployed. Kelly Rowland paying all the bills. Mari, are you sure Kelly Rowland isn't the villain here? Because it sounds like she's doing this to herself.
How is she? Oh my God. You are not about to come in here. Tyler Perry finally makes a movie where the woman isn't completely the villain, and you are about to try to turn this lady into
Why
the
she didn't
villain.
leave? This man
Anyway,
got you paying his bills.
She
so
was trying to
this
stay down to the
bum.
come up.
You said what?
What'd you say?
She was trying to stay down into the come up.
Exactly. And she tried so hard to stay down. She tried so incredibly hard. But sir, you are broke. You haven't had a job for 8 months. And anesthesiologists, like when you like anesthesiologists make a lot of money.
He
And
must have
for
been
him
sick.
to right, so you lost your job. I'm wondering if he lost his like privileges,
Probably.
because it shouldn't take you that long to find another job if you're an anesthesiologist. And you over here letting your mom talk to me any old type of way. That opening scene enough would have been enough for me to be like, go and find something else. But I don't think it's fair to blame her because she tried. She was trying. They were going to therapy. He was trying, but then he was like, he had those weird temper. Like Cal was weird, y'all. Like Cal was weird down. She kind of stayed too true to him for my taste. But it was like, but I couldn't even root for her sleeping with Trevante because he was annoying me at that point. So it was just like I just felt bad for Mia because she just had it coming from all sides. She's like, I have to take this case because we're dead ass broke, and you don't know that because you keep spending all this money. But then I got this dude throwing himself at me every 2 seconds, and I'm trying to resist. And then I got Jimmy in my ear, so we'll talk about Jimmy. But I felt bad for Mia. I thought she was in like a lose-lose situation from the jump, and then to find out the craziness at the end, I was like, dog, this is crazy.
Keeks, that woman told him to pick a bill. Pick a bill, any bill. Now, which one you gonna pay?
That was funny. Oh my God.
I I would have left that there. I would have left it. I Come on, Kelly. We came from bills. Um, I just I don't know.
Yeah, some of these scenes with that Tyler Perry cooks up, Kelly Rowland with the bills, just like which one is it? Which one you want to do? All that stuff is cool. I think that's the kind of soap opera esque, stuff that people who like Tyler Perry movies and stuff. That's what they looking for. Those moments of just like over the top sass when, ma'am, you really should just be divorcing this man. Mari, I have a feeling you weren't the biggest fan of him, but in this movie, Kelly Rowland does have one ally. His name is Jimmy. And you said Jimmy is the villain here.
Yeah, Jimmy is the ultimate like it's like movie villain and it's all of her in-laws and it's like real villain and it's Jimmy because this man just kept giving her like the wrong information to make her follow up on stuff. Like I'll give it to him. And where is he from? He's from a classic black TV show.
He's from Sister Sister, I believe. That is
There it is.
yeah, that is Tia's man, I believe.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
And I like that it felt like they were in there was an actual platonic friendship. He did
Mhm.
not, I was like, oh, nice, a platonic friendship where he didn't come off like the gay best friend. So I don't think that's where they were going with that. So I was like, oh, I love when they show like platonic friendships and stuff like that between men and women. But he also was like, yes, I'm a private eye. I was following Cal. That's how you got those pictures of him holding hands with the Jenner girl. And then he's like, but I'm still following him. And also he's like, oh, I thought I saw him going to the hotel with Jenna. I'm so sorry, but my information was wrong. I feel like his information was wrong twice, and it made her do two stupid things like twice. And I'm like, if Jimmy wasn't here, Mia wouldn't have gotten her back blown out on a canvas.
See,
Yes,
no,
yes,
it's
yes. She
this is
was
a lack.
on her way
No,
out.
this
She
is
was
a lack
on
of
her way out.
accountability. That woman seen her husband in one photo in a hotel room and immediately was like, "Let me go sleep with Trevante Rhodes." Keeks,
Okay,
I know
yeah,
you
she
support
did.
this,
She
but
should have followed up. I will say she should have followed
she,
up, but still, it's still Jimmy's fault.
Keeks, will you follow up?
Yes, Jimmy was a little bit useless. I agree. Because if you gonna be that friend to give the tea, give the correct tea, please, so it
Okay.
won't embarrass me, so I won't have to do all this hooping and hollering and stuff like that. So I do agree with Mari on that, but it's still Trevante Rhodes, so I still would have voted anyway.
Folding aside, there's too much going on in this film for me to overlook the fact that Kelly Rowland at any point could have said, "You know what, husband, I'm unhappy with you. Let's go get a divorce." Trevante, you are sexually harassing me at work. Maybe I should not work for you. Like, we can't let this lady off the hook, Mari.
I will always let her off the hook. She tried so hard. She
Did
tried
she?
on numerous occasions. She did. She got the wrong information from Jimmy. It's Jimmy's fault. It's her husband's fault. It's anybody but Mia's fault. But
Anybody
also,
but me.
that was so weird. Like it was also God, it was also dumb. Like we keep going back to Trevante and Mia because like they're the kind of like the central like relationship that this whole thing revolves around. But like even where did he take her to? Like y'all were in the loft. Where did y'all go to? Because all that only facilitated was to get her caught. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. This was a mess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with him on the she could have said something to her husband too at the same time, like
Mhm.
instead of just being a church mouse all the time or quiet about it or just just I'm unhappy, blase,
Yeah.
blase. I have this sexual tension with my client and tell the client, look, I don't want to do this, but I feel like she was more drove to because she was so unhappy in her situation. And
Mhm.
this is an attractive man. And obviously, this attractive man didn't want too much from him. He just want.
I mean,
Right.
we know what he wanted.
And if you think about it, she even tried because one of those times when she left his house, I want to say it was the waves time after they made waves. She went
After
home.
the first body.
Hey, she went home to make love to her husband, and he couldn't even like if you're not paying no bills, you're not bringing nothing home, and you're not like making her. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Like
that's exactly what he was missing.
strike
He just
three.
look, she only went home to have sex with that man because Trevante Rhodes told her to hike that skirt up. Next thing you know, she in bed with her husband. That's cheating too.
Okay,
That's another body.
that's
That's
no.
another body.
That's
Keeks.
Not
not.
really.
What? This woman was like, she having sex with that man the whole time she on in her ride home from his apartment. She having sex dreams about him because he holding her hand with the paintbrush, painting waves and stuff like that. This lady was down bad. She was cheating left and right, and her husband, this sweet sweet man, shows up to her job with flowers that he can't afford that he bought with her money probably, and was like,
I thought.
like, babe, I'm trying here. And she like, cool, I see you trying. Trevante Rhodes shows up and touches her in the small of her back, right in front of her husband. Kiki, unacceptable. I don't care what nobody says. This is unacceptable.
Was it
No,
though?
no, yes. What are you doing?
Was it though? I mean, he was being rude and stuff like that anyway.
No, this is not okay. We're making too many exceptions and like for Trevante Rhodes because he's all dark and almondy, and so everybody's giving him a pass. But let me tell you something. That man
No,
was
I
talking
said I didn't
crazy to
like him
her.
either. I said
He
I
was
didn't like
talking.
him
It
either.
took you 2 watches to get there, Kelly. So the problem here is that the the first time that man tells you, hey, I said get in there. I said get in the room. Like she clutching her pearls the whole time, been like, yes, daddy. Like, ma'am,
No,
stand
she was.
up. You
No, she was
grown.
not.
That man grown.
Even like when we find out he has some sort of like sex club in his
In his
apartment
loft.
building,
Yeah.
like in the I
In the parking garage, Mara, you got to take the
Very
parking
weird.
garage down the hall to the red room where
and
all the freaks is getting busy.
and even on the first time when they were doing it on the paint, because he literally had another woman in the house giving her the weird like look while he's getting head while she's going down in the elevator, just for her to come back up after he's like in the middle of sex. I couldn't enjoy it because like somebody on Twitter said like this is a yeast infection. It truly is. He didn't wash himself from that other woman. They rolling around in paint. I couldn't. I
Double
couldn't.
dipping. Yeah.
That was a lot. That was I would have, what the hell is going on up in here?
Look,
And
Keeks.
again, it didn't make sense. Like, what is he doing? Why are you doing this?
Yeah. Look, Keeks. Here's the thing. This movie is about 40 to 50% sexual tension and then a little freak nasty business in there as well. If that's what the movie is giving us, what did you think about the love story that's in here? Because I won't say love, like this wasn't love, like nobody's heart was involved, but there's some freaky stuff going on. Keeks, what did you think about that overall in the grand scheme of this story?
It's very, I want to say relatable because I don't want to look like a weirdo, but you know, a lot of people bond off of sexual tension instead of just, you know, actually getting to know each other. And sometimes you never know, you might be attracted to a crazy person. You know, you got to be careful. But again, Tyler Perry's ideas, it makes me question him. Like, do you have these type of dreams, or how do we get here? Like, how did you come up with this? Like, is it a rise for you, or what is this? What kind of fantasy is this? This is, I don't know. Maybe this is, you know, Atlanta. Everybody just experienced in Atlanta. It's Atlanta.
You know, Mari, you brought up the relationship between Jimmy and Mia, Jimmy, her only real friend. But
Yeah,
you know, I was expecting at some point, and I think you're right. It was a platonic friendship because in most Tyler Perry properties that I know, the other man is the savior. He gonna show up
exactly.
eventually and swoop her off her feet. But I started to think about it. The difference is there was no evil bald dark skinned man in this one. Okay,
Okay.
everybody
Yes.
was
Can
light
we
skinned.
talk about it? So I
Yeah,
was
get into
like,
it.
well, no, because I was like, this is where I will give Tyler Perry props because I think he did build tension throughout the movie, not just with the sexual one, but I felt like I was like, in order for this to make sense, there needs to be a twist. You know what I'm saying? Like there needs to be a twist. Now, was the twist good? Debatable, but at least it felt like it followed the formula of a legal thriller and not a Tyler Perry movie, if that makes sense. Like in a regular Tyler Perry movie, she would have slept with him, her life would have been ruined, she would have like been homeless, and that would have been the end of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense, Keeks?
Yeah. What's the one where she cheated? She ended up getting AIDS or something like that.
Temptation.
Yeah, it was very dramatic.
Exactly. So, but instead he went the legal thriller route of like, oh, there's this case, we gotta solve it, there's a twist, like, and I was like, okay, thank you. And he revived the evil light skin trope, the evil dark skin trope, and the evil white lady trope all in one movie. I was like, I love this. I love this. And so can we get to the twist and like the plot hole of it all?
Well, yeah. So let's talk about it here. So throughout the movie, Trevante Rhodes' character is insinuating, or listen, he's insisting that he is innocent. I'm innocent.
Mhm.
Yes, these women be obsessed with me. I'm Trevante Rhodes. Look at me. I be having sex. I'm nasty. If the woman wants it to be painful, I'm gonna give her pain. If she said I stalked her, but look at me. They stalking me, baby. And the whole time Kelly
So
Rowland just eating
weird.
that stuff up with a spoon. She just like, yeah, daddy.
She was
The whole
not
time
eating. No,
she
she was
doesn't leave.
not. Oh
Then
my
why did she leave?
god.
That man fired her
Keep
and she
going.
came
Keep going.
back to
Keep
work.
going.
Anyway,
Objective.
So
objective journalism right here.
so so the point here is that he's saying all this, but the evidence is not in his favor at all. Like we find out that he's been doing these painting moves that he pulls off with everybody. There's 5, 6, 7 women up yeah, with the same exact story. Or he sleeps with them on the paint, and then he puts their picture above the bed, and they wake up feeling like they're the only girl in the world, only to find out that their picture just got painted over the other picture.
Yeah, it's
So
like weird trophy hunting.
right, and it looks really, really bad. Mea, of course, sleeps with him. She gets confronted by the family. She's the most horrible person ever. She broke Cal's broke ass, like she broke his heart, all that kind of stuff. And so she runs off to the Dominican Republic, where she told Trevante she would meet him after this was all said and done, by the way, another body. And so when she gets there, she's at the resort, and one of the resort workers is this missing woman who everybody assumes to be dead. She's just walking around, just chilling, just like la 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 at work. Kelly Rowland finds her. She's like, "Oh, it's you. I need to get a picture of you." She reaches for her phone. The lady sprays her in the eye with Windex, pushes the thing over, and takes off running. Turns out he's innocent. He couldn't have killed this woman because she's alive. So she calls. She says, "Hey, brother-in-law, you're on this case. Look, he's innocent. Help me out." They say, "Come to the house, baby. We got you. Just come home to the family that hates you." She does. She shows up. And the plot twist here is that not only is the family completely aware that this man is innocent, but he has had an affair with Charlize, who is Mississippi. He had an affair with Charlize. She has a painting with her face on it. And on top of all that, his evil white mama does not have cancer at all. She's been faking it. This is all so that her son can win the district attorney job. Mari, this is
and
it.
Frame
this
him.
Is the twist.
Yes.
And also frame the man for sleeping with his wife. Yes.
This is the twist. This is the problem with the twist. This might be long. Okay.
Talk about it.
The forensics. If you guys don't know,
let's go over fragments.
I am a scientist, and I have a master's degree in forensic science as well. They said that there was so much blood in his loft apartment that it was seeping down to his neighbors. They said they had skull fragments. They said that the blood and DNA matched hers. Like, her being alive was the dumbest part of this movie. Like, Tyler should have just had the DA guy kill her to frame him, because her being alive makes no sense, Tyler. It makes no sense, because the lab is not going to go with the DA's framing of a dude. So in order for the lab to actually say, hey, this is her blood, this is her hair, this is her skull fragments or whatever, they wouldn't be able to anyway. But to say all that, then you would actually need that. So then that would mean that girl needed to have bled a lot. It means she would have had to set him up, which makes sense because they have the video. She's like, "Oh, he's going to kill me. Oh my God, it's him. Okay, so Tyler, tell me why this woman is helping this DA set him up then. We don't know. She runs away after the Windex. We never see her again.
Okay. All right. Keeks, tell us. Catch us up. So this woman, she's in on this plot. She sets this man up. And then she goes back to work in the DR. How did we get here, Keeks?
I'm with Mari on this because even though I don't do forensics, but I do watch First 48, and some things just don't make sense. I was just like, how if the skull fragments or whatever, why is this lady over here with Windex at the Dominican Republic? Like, it never explains that. And then, like she said, we never seen this lady again. So it's like, we don't get why she set this man up. We don't. This is one of those instances that I said, I feel like he forgot what he wrote. Oh, this is a good idea. I'm going to put that here. And then when they did the film and it was already too late to change anything, so it was like, they still going to like it.
Yeah. It feels like the real twist was supposed to be the evil white mama, right? And so
Right.
the woman being alive, it's kind of like don't pay attention to that. That's
Right.
like just like you saw it, but don't just that's just kind of to get your mind off of what we got going on. Pay attention
Yeah.
to the real twist, the evil lady who don't got cancer. So I think that's what happened. He got distracted. Like Kiki said it. He got distracted. He had his mind on one thing and it was like, ooh, this is way better, Keeks.
That sounds like that's probably what happened.
So what happens is Mia goes to the home of the family, which was insane to me anyway, right? This family, the last
Right.
time we saw them, you had just been outed as cheating on their beloved brother-in-law / son. You run off to the DR to clear your head, and then you go back to the same family. So she gets there, and the real hero of the film, Jimmy, comes through with the news that we all needed to know that we didn't even think was a
That is
possibility.
true.
This woman has been faking having cancer in general. So here's my question: the broke husband, he ain't got
He don't
no
know.
job. He don't know. So he's sending money to the family. Remember, he's sending money for his mom. He's sending Kelly Rowland money to his mama who not even dying. You just poor for no reason. When that woman said, which
That's
bill can you
true.
pay? You should have said, if I stop paying for my mama who's not sick, but he didn't know. Or did he?
Yeah.
Because
No, he didn't.
Well, listen, if he didn't know, Mari, why did he take her back to the house?
Oh, once
She's
he
on the run. She escapes. There's a fight. She
Yeah.
He
makes it to the
definitely knew.
interstate.
He
He
definitely
definitely
knew.
knew.
He knew.
He definitely knew.
He knew.
She makes it to the interstate. She's running. She's crying for help. Mississippi is dead. She had to fight for her life to get out of there. She makes it to the intercept. She sees her husband, the one person who's supposed to have her back. He says, baby girl, get in the car. Let's call 911. He doesn't call 911. He calls his brother Cal immediately. She hits the aux button and she can hear on speakerphone, hey, she found out. She knows. Bring her back to the house. And he like, baby, I'm sorry it had to be like this. And he takes her back to the house. Mari, this man knew about it.
Well, then
that
doesn't even make any more sense. Oh my God.
Where's your
I thought he didn't know about the cancer, but maybe he doesn't know about the fake cancer, but knows about the framing Trevante for the murder. Because also remember, the DA guy framed Trevante for the murder because Trevante slept with his wife, which you could definitely realize that on a rewatch when he gives her like this weird side eye at the beginning of the movie. So that's even worse, to be quite honest. That makes it even worse.
It's like more questions than answers.
Yeah. So this is a lot, right? We find out that Trevante has slept with Charlize, R.I.P. Mississippi.
Did she die though?
Yeah, Mama stabbed her good. Ain't no way she survived that.
Yeah, she's gone.
She gone. So yeah, so that was the mini plot. We gotta frame him for these murders because he slept with my wife. Now, also, I don't know what they have on Charlize, but man, why haven't you left? Because at best you cheated, and now you talk about a church mouse. This lady is like a damn maid. When Kelly Rowland walks in the house, can I take your bags? Do you want it? You can have a seat over here, right here, like that's her only ally in that family. And she has nothing going for her.
Yeah, well, we find out on the when Cal is driving her back to the house, she's like, "Oh, Mama said I should beat you." Like, what's his name? What's the brother's name?
Ray.
Paul or something? Ray. Oh, like Ray beat Charlize. Like, so we know. So Mississippi just stay getting beat up on. Like,
yeah,
give that girl a break.
Yeah, ain't she tired of getting hit?
I know. So she was getting beat into submission by that horrible man.
Yeah,
apparently. So that's why she was acting like that.
Yeah, and
I would have loved how they if they would have explained how they ended up being best friends, married to two brothers. Like, I would have loved to know like whose fault was that.
To me, it felt like they bonded for being married to two brothers. Like, I know they call each other like that's my best friend, but I think it's her best friend because they trapped. Like they have nowhere else to go.
I thought that was I thought they were friends. They're actual friends. What did you think?
No, I thought they bonded because they was with the brothers.
Okay.
I mean,
that's the vibe I got. Like they trauma bond. Like we are both in this miserable family, so we have each other.
yeah, because I'm thinking if y'all real friends, Charlize should have told you, "Hey, girl, I already hit that. You know what I'm saying? What you doing is like that's not gonna work out for you, babe. Don't do that. Don't, because he gonna do this move where he grab your hand and he gonna tell you, think of a color. Okay, now say the color out loud. Now think of waves. You know, like he gonna do the same playbook, Keeks. This is his thing.
Nah, cause she probably was like, you know what, sis need her little good 20 minutes with him. I had 20 minutes. So sis need that good 20 minutes too. I ain't even gonna say nothing. That's probably what that was.
She told her,
No,
do
because
your
she said,
thing.
"Promise me." No, she said, "Promise me, you won't represent him."
That's it. That's it. She didn't say, girl, the family got me over a barrel. I'm in a bind. She just said, please, please don't do it. And Mia says, I don't know. I can't even promise you that, man. I seen him, you know.
And it kind of makes sense. She probably couldn't like Charlize couldn't do anything because he had the painting of her. So if she tried to divorce him, that could be grounds for her not getting like alimony or anything like that.
Well, she dead now, so you know, maybe lose the alimony.
Well, they all dead, aren't they? Or he's in jail.
Well, let's talk about it. So,
Okay.
once the fights happen, like I said, we lose Mississippi relatively early. Mia's back at the house. She finds out they're all in on it. This is a big plot so that we can frame Trevante Rhodes for sleeping with Charlize, and then also so that Ray, the brother-in-law, will win this case and then able to to go and be the DA. Because he wants to be he wants to be the mayor, right? Yeah, so he's the district attorney who wants to be the mayor, and if he wins this case, he's like, I'm tough on crime. So it solves a few purposes. They fight. Kelly Rowland runs out of the house. She gets in the car. In the initial fight, I think Mama ends up hanging on to the hood of the car because Mama's got some.
Oh my God, that was sorry, but Mama automatically started throwing bows, hanging on cars, stabbing people. I was like, geez, when did this turn into a horror movie?
This woman is in peak fitness. Like, okay, she does not have cancer. Actually, she does Taebo and CrossFit. You could tell because look, my mama cannot jump up on the hood of no car and ride it for miles 60. Until you know, right? Exactly. This lady just turned 60, and she like, nah, hold my beer. I got this. So she rides onto the hood of the car. Kelly Rowland slams the car into a tree. She flies off. She's dead. Eventually, Kyle comes back and gets her. And while Kyle is trying to get her back to the house, she's panicking. She realizes, okay, I'm about to die. It's a wrap. My husband's in on it all. She reaches over, unclips his seatbelt, and then takes the steering wheel and just rams the car into an oncoming 18-wheeler, killing this man. And she survives it because her seatbelt is on. Honestly, for an ending of a movie, I thought it was cool. Kiki, she's a survivor. We heard the song, right? Not to give up. Never gonna stop us, you know.
I'm gonna work harder. No, that part had me tripping because I'm like, she should be dead too.
The seatbelt.
Now she got the Vin Diesel treatment on this movie.
Oh.
Listen.
No, that was crazy though. It was just crazy. I was like, dang, she going to jail for this. That's 3 bodies right there.
Right. Bodies left and right. But somehow, she has enough evidence. I guess she's a lawyer, so she has enough evidence to where nobody cares that she just wiped out this entire family's bloodline. She goes back with her normal life. Trevante Rhodes' character gets off. Apparently, it's like, hey, he's innocent, y'all. But is he? Mark, is this man innocent? Because it just feels like,
I mean, he's innocent of not killing that lady that's not dead. So,
right.
You know, I guess that's why. And now I think about it, I guess that's why Tyler didn't kill her, because she's alive. So that it erases his. But again, you can't say you have a locked up, open and shut case with all this evidence if she's alive. So it's catch-22. Yeah, I mean, he's innocent. And we don't, I mean, Mia's not checking for him. He can go back to painting his women and having sex with women for no apparent reason.
Yeah,
All's well that ends well. Happily ever after. I just like that Kelly was alive.
The phone in the trash. She just, instead of blocking the number, she didn't throw the phone. She just threw the whole phone in the trash and walked off.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of phones,
Because she wasn't pressed for him.
Okay. Well, it took her long enough. Look, but speaking of phones, there is the moment. I'm sorry. Some of these moments were very funny. The funniest moment to me in this film is when Kelly Rowland gets the email. Okay, Jimmy then went and hacked the system. He found out that he found Mama's medical records and she does not have cancer. She sends it to her email. Kelly Rowland comes in. She sees the painting of Mississippi. She's like, oh God, it started to make sense. She turns around and evil white mama knocks the phone out of her head and then just knee drops it, Keeks. Now that was a wrestling move for you. Breaks the phone in half with a fall, like a knee.
Evil Becky Lynch. That's what I was calling her.
She's like, I'm so clumsy.
I have broken plenty of phone. I ain't never seen nobody just pow, right into a phone and break it in half, essentially. And she hit that. She just boom instantly. Seconds later, they're trying to give Mia like wine, like drink up. You know, they're very, very clearly trying to kill this woman or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that made me scream because I had never seen somebody be oopsie. I accidentally just like hit you with the flying elbow drop. Yeah, just sorry, it's broken. You know, that was crazy to me.
Because knowing me, I would have been like, what the what's wrong with you? And you owe me a new phone.
Yeah. Look, there were several moments in this movie that were comedically disrespectful. Mara, you talked about it a little bit at the very opening of the film where they're all sitting around at the dinner table and Mama out the gate is like, oh, look, it's the queen. Kelly Rowland here, y'all. Well, I guess we can do our thing. Why don't you sit down there with the other black girl? I said, damn, you know, out the gate.
He said, no, she said your second wife will be on time, like to her face. Like
with the backup wife right there, the light skinned lady that they just pulled out of nowhere. Jenna, she's just kicking it. Just hey, I think Mama whispers in Jenna's ear at one point, "Hug my son." She's like,
him.
Oh, okay, yeah. She just goes and hugs him.
Or how about one of the times that Kelly Rowland was out resisting Trevante, and she comes back home, and her husband is on the like. At first you just hear, yeah, like that. Like I was like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen here? Come to find out he's playing video games. But not only is he playing video games, Jenna's big ass photo is in the corner because that's how video games work, right? The person you're playing with, their photo is in the big corner. And Kelly Rowland automatically knew that he was playing video games with this Jenna girl that she was told not to worry about.
The one she was told not to worry about. Now Kelly couldn't say nothing because Kelly, I think, was fresh out the paint at that point. So I think she had to
was not. No,
if
she was not.
That was after they painted.
That was not after. That was
the second or third body. Second or third body.
This was after the sex club. That was after the sex club.
That's a body too. You can't just
she left the sex club. She left. She went in there. She said, "Oh my God, this is the sex club."
Why did she follow him? Why did she follow him into the sex club, Keeks? Why did she go in there in the first place? Because he said, go that way.
She wanted to see what was going on. That's all.
She's trying to figure out what her client was getting into.
He said, no, he said, you're fired, Mari. That's not her client. He said, go on, get out. Go and get, girl. Stop following me around. You're obsessed with me like all the rest of these women. Let me tell you something, Trevante. We get it.
God.
We get it. Okay, we know. Tyler Perry wrote, like, the line for Trevante was like, I'm sexy. I'm fine. I like to have sex. Like, that was every other line for him. Like, I don't know, man. I just want to have sex with you. I mean, when we're done, can we have sex again? Yeah, she's upset. Of course she's obsessed with me. Look at me. I'm like, Jimmy even was like, hey, you kind of arrogant, ain't you? He's like, I mean, look at the material, you know? He was not.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
All right, Keeks, look.
That Jimmy scene, I did like that scene too. That was pretty funny. And I didn't understand when they both went down into the stairwell and they were like, oh, everything suggests that he's innocent, but no, he's probably just a psychopath because he believes his own lies.
Yeah, that was interesting too. So Jimmy is supposed to be a great body language reader. He says, "Yep, his the voice is all this, like the voice is checking out, the inflections all in the right place, the body language checking out." But he guilty, damn it. I don't know. Whatever they said he did it.
He did that
And
shit.
he did
Like
that
for
shit.
real.
Yeah. No evidence, just
He's
vibes
guilty of being a womanizer. That's about it. And painting them.
and painting them. Yeah. And also maybe having skull fragments in his paintings because still haven't figured out where this woman's hair and skull and brains and blood came from, Keeks.
Again. And again, like for skull fragments, like you you can't just get somebody, you can't just get skull fragments and then be like, oh, it's this person's skull fragments, you know what I'm saying, it's this person's hair and blood,
Okay.
like that. It has to be produced by that person if we're saying it's that person.
They might have killed a dog or something and then just
Mm.
used that or something. I don't know. Still a
Okay.
mystery.
Mari, is there any world that because he was the DA, he just had all that stuff falsified? He just made it all up.
Like, not if you are trying to say you have DNA evidence. Like if he had said he had all this circumstantial evidence, like the video that she may have been forced to make, you know, the life insurance policy that he supposedly took out, that $3 million. Yes, all of that stuff could have been fake. Like all the stuff around it could have been fake. But the moment they said that there was blood in his paintings, blood and hair and skull fragments in his painting, plus they said enough blood to seep down into the neighbors. I keep saying that because it's like
that's a lot of blood.
That's a lot of blood. You would have had to get like a lot of blood from somewhere, and then for it to be like, and she specifically said, and they said that blood and that DNA matched your girls. So that's what I'm saying. Like she had to have been in on it, and if she and then with Jimmy finding out like that girl's name, she doesn't exist. Like he went to her hometown, she didn't exist.
No
like
family.
That also, yeah, there's no family. That like kind of points to me that she could have been in on, like she was hired. Like it almost points to me that like she was hired to like to find him as a mark in order to do this. Does that make sense? As opposed to like they have really been in love and then somehow the DA got to her.
All right. I'm glad we have a scientist here. So let's say somebody needs me to be this mark, right? I got to come in and somebody going to paint me and they need my skull fragments and my hair. How do I donate those things to you?
Your hair, skull fragment. Easy. There's no, you cannot donate skull fragments. Like it's just impossible.
Enough blood to seep through the floor. Am I hooked up to like a
you would have to do what movie was that? Oh no, Desperate Housewives. You'd have to do the Desperate Housewives route where you collect your blood in small increments over a large period of time until you get enough blood for it to be like, oh, this is enough blood to say that the person is dead without having a body. Desperate Housewives fans?
I did not know this was a thing.
It was good.
That is a lot.
Yeah, a housewife faked her own death by like every day like collecting like a pint, not a pint, maybe like a half a pint of blood from herself like every day for like 3 months, and she stored it together. There's issues there, but it's fine. She stored it until she had enough to that it was enough that you could say was in a human body. She spilled it everywhere, cut off 2 of her fingers, cleaned it up so that when the police came in, they would do the flashlight thing and there'd be puddles of blood everywhere. Like it was great. I love Desperate Housewives, and that's how you fake a death. Like that's how you do it.
Like Gone Girl with Ben Affleck when she was setting them to do stuff like that.
Exactly. She did that same thing. She didn't leave enough blood for the body. She left like she left like drippings of blood, and same thing, she cleaned it up so that when the police would come, it would look like he cleaned it up. So yeah, like easy stuff.
Yeah. Y'all, I know better than to let Mari go on a tangent about Gone Girl. At this point, y'all, listen, if you want to hear Mari talk about, she will talk to you about Gone Girl because that is her shit. But that about wraps up the movie. I mean, this has been fun talking about it. I'm very happy that I watched it. Keeks, is there anything else you have to say about this movie before we close the book on Mea Culpa?
Just watch the movie, enjoy it. Just enjoy the ride. Honestly, it's not a bad movie. Kudos to Kelly Rowland and also Trevante Rhodes and also our girl Mississippi and I know the rest of the cast are part of his sitcoms that he has on BET and stuff like that. Because I know my mama was saying, oh, that person is on Sisters or whatever. I still haven't started watching that, and something else that the older folk watch. So kudos to that. But just enjoy it for you and watch it and shout out Tyler Perry.
Yeah. Shout out TP for this one. Again, if you might not love a Tyler Perry production, you might have
Mhm.
complaints about it, but one thing Tyler Perry is going to give you is something to talk about. And so I
Very
thought
true.
that this has been very much fun to talk about with y'all. I've been enjoying seeing people talk about it on social media. Of course, it's getting mixed reviews, but that is to be seen with the Tyler Perry production. Personally, I thought it was fun. It wasn't like I said, I wasn't coming here looking for a thing for the Oscars. I wasn't looking for some award-winning performances. I wanted to see Kelly Rowland, and I wanted to have something to talk about. And this thing delivered both of those things. So I'm happy we watched it. Mari, this was a great recommendation. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, you're the scientist here. Tell the people, should they watch Mea Culpa or not?
Honestly, yeah, it's such an unserious movie. It's like two steps up from a Tubi movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun. It's like it's in that vein of you're obsessed, you're
Mm-hmm.
perfect stranger, or no good deed. You know what I'm
No good
saying?
deed.
Like, yeah, it's like those black kind of half horror movies. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
liked it because I love a good thriller. I love a good thinker where I'm like trying to figure out what's at the end before it happens. So if I watched this in the theater, I would have been yelling at the screen and I would have been having fun and I wouldn't have thought twice about it. So yeah, I liked it. Watch it if you haven't. If you've listened to all of this and haven't watched it, like feel free. It was weird because I normally like to watch Tyler Perry movies like with my family and stuff like that, and I was like I was glad that social media kind of spoiled that sex scene for me. So I was like, oh no, I can't watch this with my so it was, but I did enjoy. I do enjoy talking about it more than like anything. So this is great. I'm glad we did it.
Exactly. Something to talk about. And that's what we're looking here, looking for here on Recap Kickback. So Kiki, thank you so much for coming onto the podcast to talk about this foolishness with us. It was a great time. Tell everybody where they can find you, what you got going on. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. You can catch me on Twitter or X, All Elite Keeks. All the same on Instagram and also on TikTok. Every Monday live on the Public Enemies podcast. Again, wrestling content, but I'm free to talk about whatever. I love talking about things outside of wrestling too. So thank you guys for having me. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I will work on it, but I hopefully I come back.
Thank you so much for coming. Of course, listen, anytime you want to come back, we'll figure out this technical stuff and we will have you
Mhm.
back to talk about more stuff because Tyler Perry not done. Look, we might have to bring Keeks in as our official Tyler Perry correspondent. Y'all don't know. So stay tuned for that and more. Mari, what do you have going on?
Well, of course, every week, me and Matt Scott are bringing you the highlights of the week in WWE wrestling over on the Wrestling Rehab Up podcast. So, if you haven't already, go subscribe by going to robhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed. Also, we have a new YouTube page. So make sure you're following us at our new YouTube page, youtube.com/at wrestling rehab up. Yeah, so and we were just on the four sides of the ring three count trivia. We made it to the semifinals and the semifinal round is up. It was a nail biter. It was us versus the championship culture guys, who we had previously had on as guests. So you can go and check that out by going to the Four Sides of the Rings YouTube page for that. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, so that's all my wrestling content. You can also find me every Tuesday with Sarah Carradine, bringing True Crime Tuesdays to RJP with the Crime Scene podcast. We had Chappell on, right? We yes, he's on
Yeah.
this most recent episode where we talk about As We Speak, hip hop on trial. It was an amazing documentary that you can find on Paramount Plus, and me, Chappelle, and Sarah had an amazing discussion about it. So make sure you go to robhasawebsite.com/crime feed to subscribe to Crime Scene podcast over there. Chappelle, go through your long list of things you're doing.
It ain't that long. Stop it.
It's
Stop it.
it's a lot. It's very long.
What that woman say in the movie Long Like a Snake, you know?
Oh god.
But yeah, that great time here talking about Mea Culpa, of course, talking about As We Speak with you and Sarah. Puya and I just dropped the Mr. and Mrs. Smith coverage, our full season review right here on Recap Kickback. So check that out. Every week, every other week, Gia and I are talking about Abbott Elementary. There's a brief hiatus on that podcast because Abbott is not going to be airing until the 10th this week. So in a week and a half, we will have the new Abbott podcast for the most recent 2 episodes. And then I haven't seen some of these 50 Cent Cinematic Universe shows, and so I've really been trying to figure out what to do about that. And my friend Tyrone said we should start watching BMF. And so Mari, Tyrone and I are gonna just start dropping BMF recaps soon. So that'll be a good time. BMF season 3 has started. And so we're gonna start from the beginning and see what we can do there. We're gonna see if we can build up a listenership where people want to hear us talk about it every week, and then potentially I talk about power at some point because I got a lot to cover and I don't have that much time. So check out all of that and more here on recapkickback.com. You can also check out my other appearances on RHAP. I'm doing Survivor coverage every Monday on Club Condo on RHAP with Rob, where we talk about all the silliness of the episode of the week. I'm guesting on the Free Agents pod with Matt and Scally to talk about the traders this week. Rob and I are still talking about Pearson on our podcast, Suit Yourself, our Suits Daily Rewatch podcast. On the Nothing But Netflix podcast, Rob and I talked about Spaceman with our guest, Akiva Winokur. And I'm still talking about Deal or No Deal Island with Jenny and Rob. And I'm doing the exit interviews for that show as well. So if you watch Deal or No Deal Island, check out RHAP to see what I have to say to the most recently eliminated players every week as we wrap up that coverage on the Hit or Quit podcast. So Mari, yeah, it was kind of long, but Keeks, Mari, it's been great talking to y'all. Of course, y'all can catch us here on recapkickback.com every week where we're trying to deliver new content, fun conversations, and whatever else I want to talk about. Yeah, huh? Oh, yeah. Well, Mari, you tell them about next week. Shoot.
Next week on Recap Kickback, we will be doing the Black TV show theme song bracket. So make sure that you are tuned in, that you are following us on Twitter or following us on Facebook, because we will be listening 32 TV shows, we're putting them on the bracket, and we're going to have you vote on which one beat which. We'll probably cover the first 2 rounds next week, and then finish up the finale and all that the week after that. So the next 2 weeks is theme show brackets. So yeah, check that out. Make sure you're following us. Make sure you're looking in the show notes and show description so you can be a part of the conversation, because everybody gets to talk at the kickback.
Everybody gets to talk. Recapkickback.com/Facebook can put you in the Facebook group where you can really have a lot of access to us. But of course, you can email us at recapkickback@gmail.com. Leave your comments, all that good stuff here on the YouTube page. 5-star reviews only, because we can't see anything less than that. The algorithm just don't work like that. So just give us some 5-star reviews and let us know what you want to hear us talk about here on the Kickback. But for Mari and for Keeks, y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all know the rest. It's been a fun time here. We'll check y'all out next week. Peace.